Hey everybody! It's Mr. Conco! Happy First Friday and Friday the 13th! We just watched a couple of Jason movies. Oh no. Last night we started watching His Name is Jason. Or was Jason. I think Ashley fell asleep. It does not hold up as much as I remember it. Also, Angry Video Nerd is not in it as much as I thought. He's more in the Disc 2 stuff, where they actually have the whole episode they did Friday the 13th back in the day. But yeah, he does make I think, one appearance in the whole documentary. I believe Azurean thought that Tom Savini had died. He's not dead. He's still alive. Maybe getting up there in years, but yeah, he hasn't kicked the bucket quite yet. But yeah, which one was it? Yeah, this one. This is the one we just watched. The 2009, the last Friday the 13th movie ever made. I had missed my chance to see it in the theaters, and I have a feeling this version, it might have been the special. Might have watched the special extended version. I'm not sure. It just started playing from the putting the disc in, so I'm not sure if it was or not. But yeah, definitely want to say they really upped the gratuitous female nudity, as it were. I know the franchise is kind of well known for that kind of stuff, but I have a feeling that a lot of the movies had to remove a lot of that stuff. I know that there was a lot of footage that got cut from the older movies, mostly the violent stuff, but I would imagine some of the graphic sexual content in the older movies as well, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on this. But yeah, apparently it was the second highest grossing movie in the franchise, just behind Freddy vs. Jason, of all things. And
highest grossing, emphasis on gross. Hi, it's me, the Serene Azurine, from the Conquer the Fandas YouTube channel.
So yeah,
we got a movie for you.
So yeah, I would say really do wish I had seen this in theaters. Might have been a little easier to see some of the things in the dark.
I got to see it in theaters. See, that's what the mask that Takanko was wearing.
Right here.
I actually wore this in, I don't know where you're, I thought you were handing it to me.
There you go.
But I painted that myself with these mutant human hands. Yeah, because these masks just come in white.
Oh,
this
wow.
specific kind. A lot of generic ones are too small. I was able to find one on eBay, the seller that had full-size Jason replica mask with the correct placement of holes. And it even has the snaps on the top and the bottom. Some versions had the snaps on the bottom, some had these drilled out.
I don't know if I noticed if it did in the new in the last movie there, but
yeah, I can't remember.
It definitely was not as iconic as the classic Friday the 13th 3 in 3D. Acquisition of the mask.
Yeah, they add damages to the mask as the movies progress.
In the
I
movie,
like the clean appearance. So yeah, I got to wear this in the theaters. That's different time. Can't do that nowadays, but I had that.
Man, if you had a face mask of it, you could.
Yeah, I had the rubber mask that went underneath it.
Oh wow!
Which came with the really bad oversized mask, but I didn't care because I actually just threw this into storage and it got all beat up. And I put it back together because I figured, hey, it'll fit on Azurine's head. Yeah, because that's me. And then...
fit on... oh yeah, it did fit on your head. Never mind.
Yeah, and then...
There's the other one.
This is my Jason jacket, which I use as a work jacket. It was a work jacket that I used as a Jason jacket.
Okay.
Because it was a little bulkier. And I figured, hey, I could use extra bulk. And like, no, I
Yeah,
didn't
you're a
need it,
girl.
but-
Of course you need extra balls.
Back in those days, I was bigger. And then I'm doing the Chicago thing. I actually have things to show. But here's my. I got this as a gift one year. It is a Camp Crystal Lake T-shirt here. Camp counselor.
There you go.
Established. Was that 1935? There you go.
There you go. Camp Crystal Lake.
Camp Crystal Lake.
Just barely make it out over your bird floof.
Yeah. Before I had so many feathers, this shirt was too big.
So, yeah, like I said, I definitely wish I saw this in the theater. I thought it was fairly well done. Body count was fairly exceptional. I thought the variety of kills was done fairly well.
No two people died the same way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
typical
you're
of the
right.
movies.
I mean, other than a few times where he acted differently than I would have expected him to, I think they did a really good job of basically condensing the origin of the character into this one movie.
Yeah, basically it covers, Sakanko looked up, it takes elements from the first 4 movies and it mushes them all together in a cohesive story.
And I think they could have done a sequel where they did the rest of the movies.
They easily could have. Taken the best parts from the rest of the movie.
5, 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
I think they could have done.
Yeah, they could have. That would have been the last of the film.
9 is when it goes. 9's
Nine
the
went to
weird
New Year's-
one, right?
That went to New Line Cinema. It actually wasn't even called 9. It was just called Jason.
Yeah.
They started getting numberless titles. So it became Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, which you can argue is technically a number, and then Jason versus Freddy, were all the New Line Cinema movies.
Is it Jason versus Freddy or Freddy versus Jason?
Freddy versus Jason,
Okay.
you're right. I like Jason more. So.
And then there's the comics where Freddy versus Jason versus Ash.
Yeah.
I have not read those, but I think it's such a cool idea.
I see little breakdowns of it. They wanted to include him in future crossover movies, but they wanted control of the Ash character. And Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell are like, no, we're not giving that up.
Yeah, you can't blame them for that.
Yeah.
But the weirdest part about that movie, with how successful it was, it's actually, I think I read it was the highest grossing Jason movie. I don't know if it's the highest grossing Freddy movie. You would have thought that there'd be more crossover horror films made because of that. I know there was lots of speculation about the Leprechaun facing off against the Djinn from Wishmaster. I can't remember who else, but yeah, there was definitely speculations abound about what Hollywood's going to do next for horror crossovers, and it didn't happen, and I don't know why.
There was at least one idea that I don't know how verified it is, that in Jason Goes to Hell, after Freddy pulls Jason's mask down with him, which is apparently Kane Hodder's hand, which is kind of cool. That when they would end up in hell, they would be greeted by a Pinhead. So, like, there is all these other ideas going around.
I have such sights to show you.
But yeah, I would say the only thing that really that I did not like about the movie, that really just kind of
Which one?
sticks in my craw, but I made it bird-like. Was the sleeping bag kill?
Oh, in the movie we just watched, 2009.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it because we've had over
go ahead.
so many years, but over a decade. But
yeah, go ahead.
She gets one of the campers, and it's not the first time it's happened in the series.
It's been 13 years.
Yeah, 13. She gets stuffed inside her sleeping bag, strung up and hung over a fire to die slowly.
Yeah.
And that was a little uncharacteristic of Jason.
Agreed.
He generally goes for quick kills. He just wants you dead. He doesn't want to mess around with you after, once you encounter him. He just wants to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
He'll spend a ridiculous amount of time setting up a kill. One woman, he left Crystal Lake after the survivor of the first movie. He left Crystal Lake to go to her home, to wait around for her to get home and see his mother's head in her refrigerator.
Oh, yeah.
He stood around waiting just so he could have that moment, and that setup had to have taken him hours. I don't think he was hitching rides. He probably walked.
Yeah, knowing Jason. Yeah.
Or teleported if you want to go with the retcon abilities, which... Really, he doesn't need...
It's never been established in canon that he teleports, but it certainly seems that way.
Anyway, but... Yeah, it does seem that way, but I could get into that too, because none of that extra bullcrap that people associate with, he walks and catches up to that crap didn't start happening until like the 6th movie. So
Oh, really?
So anyway,
After he got resurrected, right?
yeah, I'm sure somebody's gonna call me on it, but
like I've heard tell that people say that in that movie he became a Deadite.
yeah, he became a Deadite, or basically undead. Not technically not Deadite. Deadites are demons that come from hell that possess people's bodies, living or dead.
All right.
So not exactly, but you know, I mean, close enough.
Yeah.
And the 9th movie like goes through and explains more about his origin, but then you know that's the New Line cinema. It's not it's not necessarily canon if you want to think about it that way.
But yeah, about this particular movie we were watching.
I just want to play this for a game.
I felt that it was definitely heavily inspired by movies of its time of Saw and Hostel. There was definitely a few moments that felt a little like that, especially the one you were mentioning with the girl being burned to death.
Yeah.
But again, as much as it feels out of character for him, it's at least a different way.
Oh yeah.
It was a new way to have a kill in these
agree,
movies.
And it was a good kill for a horror movie. I thought it was nice and a little weird and strange because like the sleeping bag.
Yeah, she wasn't even in the sleeping bag.
Yeah, she gets like.
They were in the tent.
Yeah, she goes burn. It didn't even burn all the way through the sleeping bag. Yet she came out with distinct burn marks on her face.
I don't know. I'm not an expert in the subject in the slightest, but yeah, that really seemed a little weird to me as well.
I could dissect that all day, but that was the one thing that irks me.
But
kills, not prolonged.
So he in the original version in part 3, there is a jokester character who wears the hockey mask when he pulls a prank. When Jason kills him, he takes the mask and replaces his old, potato sack head, which they actually did homage to the potato sack one.
He had like he had
like bandage wrapping around his head that covered him up. But when that came off, when he attacked this one guy, he killed him. He found a hockey mask and was like, hey.
Yeah, he puts it on. We have the iconic mask. Although, yeah, it did look like the character was wearing bandages, but when that came off, it turned into like a sack.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, how? It was like it was clearly a wrap on his head. It looked a lot like
I definitely thought it was a little off that he was like looking at himself in the mirror, checking out how the mask looked on him.
That was another weird moment, but that's fine. I'll chalk it up to it being a different Jason universe.
Yeah.
But I think the real Jason would just put it on. I mean, that's what happened in the original Thriller. He just puts it on and goes about his business.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, whatever I need, I want a face covering, this'll do.
Exactly.
Like, and he just goes on. The other movie, he tries it on, he poses for the camera with it, basically, by staring in the mirror at himself, which is a human reaction.
Yeah,
I get
it
that.
It felt a little more Michael Myers to me.
Yeah, I would agree.
I've definitely noticed, there's a lot of similarities between the two characters, but Michael Myers is always doing the...
Yeah. I remember in, I think it was a Freddy versus Jason. I think it was in that movie where one of the characters, it's supposed to be Jason, he goes into the house, the house that Freddy who attacked in the first movie.
Uh-huh.
And when
the Elm Street house.
Yeah, and when the actor pops out, he's wearing I think it was, I might have the wrong movie. It's one of the movies, the actor pops out, he goes in with a Jason mask and comes out with a Mike Myers mask, or it might have been vice versa.
I don't know that.
Yeah, it was just in a little cut scene. The actor was just messing around.
Weird.
Basically, the characters operate in a very similar... They kill in a very similar manner.
Huh.
They're unstoppable, silent killing machines.
Well, in any case, the only thing I can think of, the reason why there wasn't more crossover movies, is probably because all the characters that people would want to see crossed over with each other just aren't owned by the same people, and they couldn't agree to share.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until Disney started doing things. Let's say, hey, we want to borrow Spider-Man. We know Sony. We know you have Spider-Man, but we want to kind of use the character. We'll,
Yeah, they basically invented that sort of collaboration. It had never really been done before. Not saying never has there been a collaboration. I mean, we had Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which
yes, that was another landmark one.
They had like 3 different companies.
Both Donald and Daffy had to share the exact same amount of screen time, and Mickey and Bugs had to share the exact same amount of screen time. But I believe there was somebody pointed out that Bugs enters the scene first and leaves the scene last. Somehow, I'm not sure how that works with them sharing the same amount.
It's
but
wild.
They definitely favored the Looney Tunes over the Disney.
Yeah, oh yeah, I definitely, because the Looney Tunes are more, I would say, contemporary.
And I believe I remember seeing something about the show Bonkers, which kind of took on a bit of the sort of storyline of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and Mickey Mouse shows up in a like a cat carrier. You hear his voice, but you never see his body. And it's just like why?
How in the world? We're getting really far off.
It's a Disney cartoon.
We're very far off track here. So anyway, Friday the 13th, it was a good remake, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, it was successful financially.
It did well.
But,
it did everything right for the movie of its time.
Critics complained about it for some reason.
They always complain. It's a horror movie. Critics never like horror movies.
I kind of wonder if anybody besides us has gone back to give it a second chance and reevaluated it for what it is, apart from its initial release, where people are extra critical about things and stuff.
I like seeing Jared Padalecki, which is somebody that I enjoyed from Supernatural, and Danielle Panabaker.
With Danielle Panabaker,
yeah, she is from Sky High, most notably, and now in recent days, more notably from The Flash.
Yeah.
Playing both Killer Frost and
Caitlin Snow.
Yeah, Caitlin Snow.
Gone.
Killer Frost.
The name. Her name is Snow.
You hesitated too.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't hesitating. I was waiting to see if you were going to say it.
Sure. So anyway, I enjoyed it. I thought my name was Jason, or his name was Jason, was pretty nice. It was basically it was a documentary like they used to do in the 80s. It was shot in that style where you had the guy walking through the sets.
It was actually kind of interesting. We found out that it's actually the walk-through haunt that they had at a theme park, I guess. And they actually showed off each of the different scenes that he was interacting with throughout the documentary. Explaining where all the jump scares and how Jason would pop in the scene and be able to leave. So I was like, yeah, they were using the set that was there, created to basically be references to all the previous movies. And even this movie, actually, the 2009 movie, had little subtle references and hints to the previous films. There was a famous kill in the franchise of a guy in a wheelchair. And there was a wheelchair in Jason's lair, hanging on the wall. So I was like, oh, hey, it's a thing. It's a reference.
Yeah, and the movie starts off in 1980, which was the year that the first movie was released. Although the first movie takes place in 1979. Oh. Because that's when I think they wrapped filming in 79.
Okay.
And in the second movie, they have a headstone for Pamela Voorhees, and I guess they buried her without a head. And her tombstone says 1979 on it.
Ah.
So it's it definitely, you can see the time frame those movies take place. Stop putting your foot in my space here.
I'm sorry. What are you talking about? They can't see that. So anyhow, definitely thought the movie was pretty good. I know I'm not alone in thinking the Freddy vs. Jason and Jason X movies were really good. I particularly enjoyed those. I know somebody else recently we talked with said that Jason X is their favorite. I know it's not everybody's.
Jason X was their favorite.
But Packers fan.
No, he did not say it was his favorite.
No,
he said it was a good movie.
Oh, okay.
But he said the remake was a good movie, but not his favorite.
Yeah.
And he did say, you're right. Look, I think the movies, I would disagree that saying that they're good movies. I would agree in saying that they're good Jason movies.
Okay.
Sure. Good movies? Definitely not.
I mean,
definitely not Jason X.
They're not Oscar worthy or anything. But,
No. I would say even as a movie themselves, they're just schlocky, and they're great for what they are. Mm-hmm. But if you look at Jason X,
I'd watch that again any day.
It was a fun, silly, stupid movie. But that
He
is
just wanted
machete.
his
Yeah.
machete.
But that is the reason. If you look at that movie, that is the reason. That is what people think of when they think of horror movies, and that's why they don't get these awards and the consideration.
Yeah.
Is because they think of movies like Jason X that are just ridiculous slasher flicks that I like and have a lot of fun with.
Indeed.
But I get why people don't like them.
But
because if you're somebody who's not into
a lot of
slasher
fun.
flicks, it offers nothing for you.
Well,
There's no crossover audience.
I mean, it's the same thing with a lot of movie genres. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't like chick flicks where the girls are always crying about their
but
boyfriends.
you can at least relate to that.
But you know
can
what I'm
at
saying?
least-
Like, if you don't like those movies, what movie that is one of those is going to be able to drag in people who aren't interested in that
Well,
kind of film?
not to say that you have to see it en masse, but yeah, at least with a romantic comedy, there's something to relate to. Even if you don't like romantic comedies, you could be like, I know, I've been in a situation like that, or I've done something like that, even if this is ridiculous and over the top.
Okay.
With a horror movie, who can say that, I was totally hot working on science stuff when my face got shoved into liquid nitrogen? Like, that is not, there's nothing about, there's almost nothing about these movies outside of being scared that people can relate to. And I think that's the,
I think
that's the main issue a lot of these movies have.
I don't feel like you have to relate to it. I don't smoke.
No, you don't have to. Oh,
I don't
goodness,
smoke
no.
marijuana or drink the gin and tonic.
No, absolutely.
But,
you don't have to be able to relate to
you know,
these movies.
Still find it entertaining
I'm
watching
just saying-
these kids get picked off.
I'm not saying that you have to you have to be able to relate to what's going on. I'm saying that if you can relate to it, there can be some kind of crossover audience. But the only movie that these movies could ever appeal to are, hardcore slasher fans. But casuals aren't going to go see it. Casuals might go see a comedy. Or casuals might go watch a sci-fi movie. Casuals are not going to watch the 11th movie or the 12th movie.
Yeah.
They're not going to watch the 12th movie in a franchise that offers nothing new. Hey, I like the movie. I'm not trying to trash it. I'm just trying to say I like it for what it is.
Modernized it.
They modernized
It fixed a few things that were a little questionable about the franchise. Removed the silly science fiction, stuff about a zombie man who's unkillable.
Yeah, it does.
Although at the very end, it's a little
he
goes
doesn't
back to it.
Never dies 100%. He's undead in the 9th movie. He's cybernetic in the 10th.
That's slasher movies for you. Even if you think they're dead, most of the time they're not quite dead somehow.
I like this stuff. I think we both like them. I'm a bit more critical, but it doesn't mean I don't like them. I still like them a lot, and I will continue to watch them unapologetically. I don't care if it is schlock. I love it. It's just fun and stupid.
I mean, hey, I famously will say I love the Saw franchise. I did not like Jigsaw, but I definitely thought the Spiral movie was a good return to form. I hope they somehow make another one.
Yeah.
Even if, the peel of the star power that was there from the originals is gone. The story is still intriguing, and the graphic ideas that the writers come up with are inventive and cool looking,
Yeah.
And like I said, I felt this movie definitely got inspired by the Saw and Hostel movies of the time. There was a few moments where it definitely felt a little gratuitous. There was a couple of times where there was a bear trap used.
Yeah,
and
used multiple times, but different parts of the body.
Yeah, but I mean, neither times where did the bear trap kill the person. So it's it's just there to make the character scream in pain.
Yeah.
And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Did screaming in pain happen a whole lot in the Friday the 13th movies, or did characters mostly scream out of being scared that they're gonna be attacked because they've been finding dead bodies everywhere?
They basically scream and then they die right away.
Dead body!
They basically, I'm
sorry.
That is true. The kills were slower overall. At least it seemed like they were, like the bear trap was set there so he could get to the person at least.
They still got away.
But yeah, there was a lot more screaming in pain than there were in other movies. Generally, people scream from the surprise and then are killed or hurt in such a way that screaming becomes difficult and or impossible. So yeah, that is one thing. There definitely was a lot more screaming. Yeah, and they were definitely slower. Like the shed kill, where the guy slowly gets stuck with a screwdriver.
Oh yeah, that one. I wonder if that one like a whatever a prize for special effects or in the horror genre.
Maybe.
Like
I didn't really see it.
Fangoria magazine or something gave an award to it. Because I don't know, I thought that one was definitely one of the more creative graphic kills in the film.
Yeah, I guess.
A lot of the other ones were just way too quick and
yeah, but that's
like
the
a
one
little
he kills.
implausible.
Yeah, I think it was implausible that it took so long. Jason's pushing it through his skull, or through his jaw, then a little bit through his skull. He should have done it easier, given this.
Hey, another guy gets something straight through his eye, dies instantly. Yeah. Another guy gets an arrow shot through his head.
What was taking him so long to get it through the guy's head? The guy's resisting, but he's also dying, and Jason's 10 times stronger than him.
Yeah.
Once it got halfway through, it should have been and then the rest of the way.
He's also fairly intoxicated too, for that matter. I don't know if that does anything against his coordination.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, the dude gets shot through the head with an arrow, and he kind of does a whole turn around to show the camera the arrow through his face before falling over dead. It's like,
well, he tried to look to see where it came from first.
On top of that, since when is I understand you pointed out that archery was a skill they were teaching at Crystal Lake, but
in this movie.
Since when is Jason coordinated enough to be able to shoot a bow from an arrow accurately?
Okay, well, I would say it's weird that he uses it, but accuracy, he kills with immaculate accuracy.
Yeah, well,
he stabs you once and you die. He throws an axe through the air and hits its target exactly where he wanted it to hit, at least one presumes. Okay. He's able to do one-hit kills on the regular, so I think in universe he's incredibly accurate. I think is weird is that he used a weapon that launches something, and he rarely does it.
The harpoon gun in 3 is the only one else that comes to mind.
He does 3, but then that was a basically point-blank range, so it wasn't as impressive. But yeah, I think it is a little weird for him to use a long-range weapon. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it's at least justified within the movie.
And the other thing I thought was kind of dumb, one of the survivors has a gun, and he barely gets to use it successfully at all. He's just so scared he's shooting at any sound he hears. And I think he even just ends up dropping it in the river.
Yeah, he drops it out in the water.
Creek. And he can't find it. He gives up. It's like, dude, try a little harder.
I would have given up because, if somebody's chasing you.
On top of that, the police officers showed up. Search around for his weapon. Police officers got to have some weapons.
Yeah, that's true, but how though? Because he's right. Jason's right there.
Yeah.
You can't go out and check his pockets while Jason's saying, "Oh, wait a minute, Jason, don't kill me."
Circle around.
I'm checking the pockets. Or it's the same thing with Trent dropping the gun in the water. The guy, it could be, for all you know, he's nipping at your heels. You can't be like, hold on, don't kill me. I'm trying to find the gun so I could shoot you.
Okay. Well, then explain the part where he's on the road and he stopped a car. And he takes 5 goddamn minutes to walk over to that driver and ask him for help.
Well, I thought it was weird that the driver didn't stick his head out sooner.
Yeah, he gestured to come over. And then nothing else. It was the weirdest scene in that movie. It's like, you're on the run from a crazy maniac that's murdering all your friends.
It might have been the maniac. That's why he was so slow.
Yeah, but I don't think so. It's a little implausible.
Yeah,
but in any case, he just stands there walking so damn slow, and of course he gets killed.
I forgot to even mention. I remember I was sitting there when I went to go watch it. It was with my friend Sarah in theaters, and somebody in the theater pointed out something that I did not immediately notice, and I was a little bugged by that. I didn't notice it. Stop it.
Sorry.
Is that the character of Trent is played by he's just the guy from the first live action Transformers movie. there was a bully that bullied. Stop it. There was a bully that bullied Sam Witwicky.
Uh-huh.
His name was Trent, played by the same actor.
Uh-huh.
And he drove a large black vehicle. I believe in Transformers it was a large black pickup. I could be wrong. It's been a while. But in this movie, he drove a big black SUV, but he is still named Trent, played by the same actor, and behaved in the exact same basic bully Hollywood movie way.
Except this one takes place in New Jersey.
Yeah. So he traveled. Well, he was on vacation. They were all on vacation.
Was it implied that that version of the character in Transformers was Rich Boy too?
I'm pretty certain. He
Okay.
drove a very nice vehicle for like a high school student.
Okay.
He was like exactly the same in every way, and it was a movie that Michael Bay was connected to. So
yeah, he was he was a producer on this movie.
Yeah.
Seeing his name show up in the opening credits, I assumed he was the director, and the excessive skin showing, as it were, seemed right up his alley. I was surprised there wasn't any helicopters that showed up at.
I was waiting for a giant explosion the whole movie, and it never happened.
Yeah.
It never happened.
At the very end, the kerosene.
Yeah, it didn't really blow up that much.
Okay.
Though. I mean, it blew up a normal amount, not a stupid amount.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like because a lot of Michael Bay movies are like screaming like they're like from the 1980s, and the director's like screaming, I'm totally straight. I'm straight, you guys, and I'm like, all right, dude, we get it, we believe you.
What about the?
Okay, I don't know what we're doing here, but anyway.
This shit just got real.
What happened to your legs, Sakonko?
I don't know what did happen to my legs. Don't bring attention to it. This shit just got real. Like that whole thing, the 360 camera thing they would do.
Yeah, I am so glad that was not in the movie. That's because he was
agreed
executive producer, which in some cases just means your name is attached. But it does have something. The one thing I didn't really care for Michael Bay, but his some of his horror movies actually pretty decent.
What other horror movies has he done? I'm not even
The
aware.
Unborn.
What's that?
The Unborn.
Not familiar with that one.
That one has some great it even had like an 80s iconography with like I can't remember if it was a dog with an upside down human head. It was freaking amazing, and I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing. This is just like the. It was a pretty decent, pretty okay horror movie. I liked it a lot. Okay, look, I'm a sucker. But anyway, I think it's about it. I liked the movie. Some of the kills were a little slow. Sleeping Bag one was way too slow for Jason. But you know what? It's a new Jason. It's a new movie. Got to see someone from the Transformers movie. Got to see two people from the CW. It's a shame that there weren't more, but maybe it's better this way. We can get an even better Jason movie in the future when they finally get to reboot it again. And don't think it's not happening, because it's happening. What are you doing?
I'm looking for the game we're playing to play on our stream as soon as we're done filming this. Where did I put it then? We're going to be doing more of the Friday the 13th game, and I also have Sleepaway Butcher's Camp.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I actually have the Friday the 13th video game, but I played it enough on stream, and I'm pretty bad at it. So,
Friday the 13th Killer Puzzle.
All right. That's cool. It's a weird game.
If you want to try to show it here.
Okay, here we go. I don't know which. It's one of these games.
There you go.
The
it's the one highlighted. Here you go.
Okay.
So we're playing that one, and we got Sleepaway Butcher's Camp.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Haven't tried that one out yet, so that should be interesting.
We're gonna try. Come check it out. Okay, well, is that it?
I think so.
All right.
Les, you got anything else you want to add? We still have to do a video talking about the Multiverse of Madness and Everything Everywhere All at Once, but to be continued on that. The Furry Mystery Box is due to be shipped within the next week. I believe.
No, yeah, we'll show that off in a future video.
Yeah, just teasing future videos here. But yeah, I hope you look forward to those, and I hope you enjoyed our little talk about the Friday the 13th movies. Hope you had a great Friday the 13th. Hope you didn't get killed. And hopefully we'll see you...
This is dark, Sakonko.
Well, if you're watching the video, I would hope you're alive, right? So, anyhow, thanks for watching. Hope you'll join us on twitch.tv/transitplayer. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Happy Thursday Friday.
Oh, actually, I don't have to hit this one. Let's hit this one.